Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm very happy to see you here again, and if you are new, my name is Anna Maria. In this video I want to tell you about my experience of living a Western EU country and moving back to my home country, to Moldova. I have seen plenty of videos of people who say that they live in the US and they want to leave the US and they want to go back to Moldova, or maybe they live somewhere in the west of Europe and they're so tired of the west of Europe and they want to come back to Moldova. This was me as well, obviously. And today I want to tell you about my experience of how it feels to actually leave a civilized country and come to Moldova, come back to Moldova, because there are many people in my shoes, and I will tell you honestly about my experience. I want to start with the positives, but then I am going to tell you all the negatives. Yeah, all the negatives. So first of all, I know how it feels to be an immigrant, to move somewhere. I know how it feels to start everything from the beginning, to show that you are a person, a human being, that you can achieve something in this life. Yeah, it's quite difficult. And I know it's quite difficult to live abroad because we don't have that support system. Yes, in our home countries we have like a lot of help. We already have a lot of privileges, a lot of benefits, and yeah, just living all that and moving somewhere is very difficult. And while living abroad, we all go through a lot of loneliness. Yes, not everyone can afford to live in the city center of London, Dublin, and so on and so forth. Many people have to live on the outskirts or have to live in some smaller towns or villages, yes, to be able to afford rent. And I know that when we do this, we do go through a lot of loneliness. Like even I went through a lot of loneliness. A positive for me, and maybe for you if you plan to move back, I felt this loneliness really badly. You know, especially on my 5th and 6th year of living in Ireland, I really felt lonely. Even though I started to make friends, I started to meet a lot of new people, I started to have a larger, high-quality network, I still felt lonely inside, like very lonely. When I moved back home, this feeling of loneliness just disappeared. It's gone. I don't feel lonely. And to be honest, sometimes I just want to be left alone. Seriously, I want to be left alone. I want people to stop calling me. I just want to be alone. Yeah. So this feeling of loneliness is completely gone. Another positive is beauty procedures. You get all these beauty procedures at a very affordable price where you can go get your mani, pedi, your hair. Yes, even I do my hair at a hairstylist and I pay for my hair about 30 euros. So the beauty procedures, indeed, they are affordable. They get a bit more expensive, but they are still affordable and they are very high quality, which I really like. Healthcare as well. Oh my God, guys, healthcare is just a great thing. It's a great thing because I can call a doctor whenever, I can make an appointment whenever I want, and I can go to like a local clinic, yes, and I can use my insurance, or I just can go to any private clinic, pay something like 15-20 euros for a visit, and I can get to a doctor, you know. So affordable and accessible healthcare is a really cool thing. But we also have to be quite careful because doctors are also oriented to take more money out of you. So very often you have to be very conscious about the doctor you're going to, about the clinic you're going to. Yeah, so you have to make sure that you find that doctor, that clinic through like some network, because sometimes you can go to some doctors and they can tell you to go and do multiple analysis and so on and so forth. So in the end, they want to take as much money out of you as possible. So the best thing is to try and find a reliable doctor. Also, great food. Oh my God, I live near a local market and I just love going to the local market. It's so beautiful in there. And I can get some affordable food, very tasty, natural food. Now, the tricky point, yes, which from one hand looks like a positive, but on the other hand, it is a negative, yes? It can be a negative, okay? It's not always a negative, but it can be a negative. Let me tell you about this tricky point. So in Moldova, we have the IT park legislation, yes? So basically, those employees who work in IT, they do not pay taxes. The employer only pays one tax, which is 7% per employee. But what happens is when the employer reports to the national regulator about the income of their employees in IT, they report the minimum salary, yes, which I think is like 7,900 or lei. Moldovan lei, yes. So they report just the minimum salary, and the pitfall is that whenever you would like to take some social help, yes, like maternity leave help, you would like to get some help if you don't have any job, or I don't know, whatever help, social help there is. Honestly, I don't even know. But there is some social help. So whenever you want to avail of that social help from the government will not give you a big social help. They will give you a very minimal social help because the employer reported that you earned the minimum salary and they paid very little taxes on your behalf, okay? So basically you did not pay taxes into the state, so you cannot avail of higher pension or higher payment for your maternity leave, yes? So for example, you get only 30%, 30% of your reported income. And what happens, and this is the negative, okay? This is how we turn this point, this positive point that we don't pay taxes, into a negative point that we get little social help. Many people, like myself included, do not rely on government social help on any pension and so on and so forth. And hopefully I will not have to rely on it. But the problem here is that if somebody, like a person, does not have financial education, they will waste all that money, absolutely all that money, yes? They will not be making any major savings, making any investments, yes? Basically, people will just inflate their lifestyle, and this is what I can see on a daily basis. So if, for example, you plan to move to Moldova, you plan to work in IT, for example, yes, then you, for a few more years, yes, you will not pay taxes, but what you have to be mindful of is that you have to educate yourself about finances and how to manage and handle your finances, okay? Because, for example, I am in this IT park, I get my full salary without having to pay taxes, but what happens is that I'm very, very mindful that I have to put like about 20% of my salary, which I would have paid to the government as taxes, somewhere to save this money. So basically I do invest my money to make sure that my money don't go to waste. Yeah, I have to be very mindful of how I handle my money. If you do not know how to handle your money, then this point with the IT park is gonna be a negative for you, okay? So that's something that you have to keep in mind. So guys, I'm going to the post office because I have a few letters, actually Christmas cards for my friends from Ireland. So it's time to send them over to Ireland and hopefully they'll make it till Christmas. About negatives and about this point with pensions and financial education and so on and so forth. Guys, I cannot talk to anyone about financial education. Like, oh my God, like there is such a limited amount of people which I know who actually think about their financial education. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know anyone who makes any investments. Like, I don't know anyone. Like, I don't know people who invest in stocks, shares, ETFs of developed countries, emerging countries, and so on and so forth. Like, when I talk to adult people about this, they have no idea about investments. When I talk about financial education, no one has any idea about how to talk about financial education. Like, the majority of people tell me that, oh, this is not necessary. If you earn little, it's not necessary, or they tell me that they don't want to bother with this because they live with the present, which definitely makes sense. Absolutely, it does make sense to live the present moment, to enjoy the present moment and blah, blah, blah. Obviously, no one says anything about it. But at least 20 to 30% of our income can be taken and saved or invested in order to ensure some financial freedom and some financial safety in the future. For some reason, people don't even think about their pension, about saving for their pension, to be honest, and I have no one to talk about pension. Yes, when I used to live in Ireland, for example, the government would give you some help in regards to like removing some taxes if you put your money, like a part of your money, into savings for your pension. In the US, I think there is the 401k. So the government is helping with private pensions, but here there is no help regarding private pensions. So that means that we as adult people have to be very mindful and conscious and think about our pensions, which I personally am doing. I'm being very mindful, and I've been thinking about my pension for a few years now, and I should have started much earlier. I should have started when I was 18, yes. So yeah, this is the thing. Now, what else can I see here? A lot of sexism, yes, and sometimes people even have no idea what sexism is, yes, like sometimes I can see like a man just walking and he talks to me and I talk to him and I say my opinion and he just ignores my opinion and he leaves. And this didn't happen just once and with one person only. And this is a show of sexism. He shows me that he does not respect me because I'm a woman and I express my opinion and I did something in this life, you know. So this is what I can see. And when I used to live in Ireland, I have never felt this sexism. Honestly, like every single man was so lovely and was so supportive, and I got so many chances and so many support from people. And in here, I can feel this sexism all the time. Like, I even know that I don't know if I want to claim the career ladder in like some Moldovan company, because most likely I won't be able to do it. Okay, I have chances to do it, yes, but there are high chances that I won't be able to do it because of sexism, yes, because some man will be chosen instead of me. And it's not only me who feels this attitude, yes, and it's very tiny, it's very subtle, yes, no one is gonna come to you and say openly that they're being sexist, yes. But it's just very subtle and it happens. And many people don't even know what this is, yes? So I hope that I'll be able to help the country to get some knowledge about this sexism at some point in the future, and this is what I'm working on. But I will tell you a bit about this a bit later. And especially if you would be coming from the US or from some Western European countries where women are being respected, where women get a lot of chances, where I can say women get more chances than some men, you will feel this sexism here very badly. Really, it's so discouraging and disappointing, you know, when you get this man who did nothing in this life to treat you like you don't deserve it. Your opinion? No, I'm not gonna be listening to your opinion. I'm gonna be screaming out my opinion very much, yes, because I'm a strong man who did nothing in this life. And I'm gonna be ignoring your opinion, even though, for example, a woman's opinion is correct compared to his opinion, yes, and in the end, he's not going to even admit that he was wrong. You know, this is what I can see every single day here in Moldova. And if talking about some men, oh my God, girls, like if you plan to move here, I don't know, try to have your own business, try to do some things by yourself, and try not to really work in the local companies, especially if these local companies work only on the Moldovan market. Avoid those companies, seriously, or just get some very good feedback before actually getting into that company. Because what I can see on daily basis is I can see some men who did nothing in this life, ugly, they're not looking after themselves. They did much less, for example, than me in this life, but the way they talk like they're real CEOs of Google. Yeah. And if you were to take the CEO of Google, seriously guys, if you were to take the CEO of Google and put him right here, and if you were to take some of our sexist Moldovan men and put them right here, the CEO of Google would behave in a very lovely, kind manner. And this man from the Moldova, Господи, Боже мой, will behave like he's a god who was sent from the above to this world to enlighten our paths. Yes, this is how this man who did nothing in this life will behave. Seriously, guys. This is what I can see almost on daily basis. Like I look at this man who did like much less than me. Like they had debt, they have no properties, they have no savings, they have no investments, they haven't really traveled, they don't have a like some basic things which women do. They don't have proper education and so on and so forth, and they treat me like me, who lived abroad, who worked at a very good company at Samsung in Ireland, who traveled a lot, who has her own property, who has her own investments, who stays quite stably financially and is trying to build like some business. They treat me like I'm no one, like my opinion is not worth listening to, you know. And this is what I see on daily basis, and I'm like just laughing. I don't know. It's so funny, but it's really sad. And on one hand, I'm so sorry for those poor men, but on the other hand, they're strong men and they can go ahead and do something, you know. And you will see a lot of men who did nothing in this life, seriously, and they can be 30, 40, 50, and they can do much less than you, beautiful, amazing women, and they will treat you like you're nothing. Seriously. And when you travel to Moldova, you don't really have these situations. But when you live here on daily, you can meet those situations on daily basis. Seriously. And this is what I see here. And this disgusts me so much. And this makes me feel like I don't want to work in any Moldovan company. You know, I just want to work with like people abroad who are respectful, who know how to behave. So this is Krik duszy, yes, like a scream of my soul out there, and this shows how underdeveloped the society still is. When I used to live in Ireland, I used to really miss my friends, miss my family and everyone. And indeed, I do spend a little bit of time with my friends and family here after I moved back. But the thing which I did not really consider was the fact that I spent a lot of time, many years, in a different environment, being surrounded by different people, and I underestimated the impact and the influence our environment has on all of us. And what happened was that I did develop in one environment, yes, especially because I moved to Ireland at a very young age. I was like 19 when I moved, and I was very, very young, and I was still forming as a personality. And my personality formed in a different place, yes, in a different environment. There were different topics of conversation. There were different people. And my friends, yes, people from here, from Moldova, they did form in a completely different environment. Yes, they did have different experiences. Honestly, after I moved back, I did spend quite some time with my friends. I was so happy to go out with them, to like have fun. But now, to be honest, I'm really, really focused on myself, on my life, on the things which I have to accomplish, on my new projects. Yes, like I have a new project of learning English with native speakers, which I wish I had, yes, years ago, called Cultures Change, the Cultures Change program. And the Instagram to my new project will be in the description to this video. I'm focused on creating a traveling to Moldova guide for different tourists who want to travel to Moldova. And I'm so busy with these things. I'm busy with my job. I'm busy with building wealth, with building my net worth, yes. And there are so many topics which I'm interested in, and my friends do not know about those topics because they have never really experienced what I have experienced. For example, no one even thinks about it. About net worth. I actively work on increasing my net worth. Like so many people around me don't even know the term net worth. And I find it quite difficult to communicate with many people. And what happened to me was that I did distance myself a little bit from people. I do focus on myself, on building my life, on building my net worth, on doing the things which are important for me. And sometimes I do realize that there are different topics which I want to talk about. I don't talk about all my friends, but about some of them, and I do understand why I distance myself a little bit. Not because I want to distance myself, but because we're very different. We developed in different directions, you know? So this is a thing to consider. Like if you think that you lived abroad for like 3+ years and you and your friends stayed the same, I want to tell you that no. You didn't stay the same. You changed, your friends have changed, and it's really important to understand that when you will be back, you might not really find the same friends. And when we travel, when I used to like just travel to Moldova and spend like a week or two and just see my friends a few times, of course I couldn't really sense these differences. But now when I live here, when I actually understand, when I actually live, yes, because when you travel and when you live somewhere, these are two completely different things. Now I can sense this difference. Like I can strongly feel this difference. Also, if you still plan on to moving back, yes, back to your home country, make sure that as long as you live in a different country, you travel as much as possible. You use all the opportunities which are coming your way, because if you don't do this and you'll move back, you'll strongly regret not using your opportunities. Hey guys, so I'm in Trim right now, in Trim town. Oh my god, like such a nice town. I was surprised, very small but very lovely. Definitely a place to come to. It's a pity that not many people talk about it, but it's definitely somewhere where you would love to come, have a walk, maybe eat something as well. I can see that the prices aren't that expensive as in Dublin, so definitely something to do when you have a day off. Maybe you think about saving money, but at the same time traveling, experiencing new things, going out, meeting the people which you wanted to meet for a long time. Try to use this as an opportunity and as a motivation to actually go out and see things. Yes, because before leaving Ireland, I used to spend like about a year traveling. Like I traveled a lot throughout the country. I have plenty of vlogs about like traveling in Ireland. You can watch them on my YouTube channel. And honestly, I'm so thankful to myself that I traveled. And honestly, I even haven't seen all the places. So at some point I'll definitely go back and I will travel more. But what I want to tell you is that really use this time, go around, wander around, meet new people, travel, see the places, and really you might worry a little bit about the money, but I tell you that this is going to be a really great way to invest your money, to invest this money into yourself, into your memories, and even seeing new places. It's development of yourself, yes, that you learn about new places, you see new places. So I even went to a bubble hotel where I wanted to go for ages, yes, and one night in that bubble hotel was like 600 or 700 euros. It was very expensive, but I told myself that I have to go ahead and I have to treat myself, and that was an amazing luxury experience, guys.
I think so.
Okay, so at least we got a good day today.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, so I'm just going to point you in the direction, guys. So right here to your right, that'll be the lake site.
Okay.
On that first shed, we also have some bikes if you want to use them around. Okay, you don't need to book, just grab them. And then we also have...
Oh my god, guys! Look at this! Look at this! I absolutely can't believe that I'm here. Like, oh my god. Oh my god, I'm like so excited, like, it's so beautiful. Oh my god. Look at this. Oh my god, I just absolutely cannot believe it. How beautiful this is. To be like in a bubble dome. Oh my god, like I'm extremely excited. This was my dream and it came true. And actually I thought it's gonna be very cold in here, but it's actually very warm, so I'll have to take off my jacket, but like, oh my god. So that bubble hotel was located somewhere in Northern Ireland. It wasn't too far away, but it was like such a lovely experience. Like I really enjoyed it, and it was like a luxury experience, especially when you pay like hundreds of euros per night. Of course, you have to have a luxury experience, you know, like some fine dining, some really beautiful atmosphere. Guys, look who is here. Ah! And I now think back about spending all those money, and I'm so thankful to myself that I did it, that I invested that money into my own emotions, into my memories, into experiencing something which I have never experienced, you know. So yeah, think about it and use this video maybe as a little motivation or as some food for thought. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys. I'm super thankful. We can connect on Instagram, and my Instagram is in the description to this video. I do have more time to post on Instagram, so we can connect there. You are very welcome to send me a quick message and get to know me, and I'll love to get to know you as well. And yeah, we'll talk to you very soon, and make sure you do subscribe to my channel, and we'll stay in touch.